prior to the pharaoh having a son, Princess Amenet was destined to lead the kingdom of ancient Egypt. She struck a pact with the god Set, realizing that her position of authority had been usurped, and received demonic abilities via a ceremonial knife. She tried to release the goddess after killing her family, but Egyptian priests discovered her and mummified her alive. After that, her sarcophagus was interred far away, making it impossible for her to ever escape. Dr. Henry Jekyll assumes command of the excavation after construction workers in modern-day London find the tomb of a Crusader knight who was interred with an Egyptian ruby. When former U.S. Army Sergeants Nick Morton and Corporal Chris Vail find Princess Amenet's tomb in Iraq, they unintentionally bring her back to life. Amenet's sarcophagus is flown to Britain by the military and Jenny Halsey, a British archaeologist. Through a spider bite during the journey, Chris becomes possessed by Amenet and attacks the others, only for Nick to kill him. A sizable crow swarm attacks the aircraft and gets drawn into the engines. Nick offers Jenny a parachute, which she uses to escape the disaster that kills the crew. In a mortuary, Nick comes back to life. When Chris's spirit materializes, it informs him that Amenet has cursed him in an attempt to use him as a conduit for Set. After breaking out of the sarcophagus, Amenet's mummy starts feeding on humans in order to rejuvenate her body and convert them into zombies. After retrieving the dagger of Set, she makes an attempt to stab Nick, but she soon discovers the ruby is missing. She pursues Nick and Jenny with her army until soldiers show up and take her down. Jenny is an agent of Prodigium, a covert organization tasked with pursuing supernatural threats, as Dr. Jekyll reveals. Nick and Jenny learn that Jekyll wants Set to have total possession of Nick's body because he thinks this will make Set more vulnerable. Eddie Hyde is created by Jekyll. Nick uses a serum that Jekyll created specifically for this purpose to halt him, allowing Nick and Jenny to flee. Amenet locates them, seizes the dagger back, calls forth a horde of Crusader undead, and unleashes a massive sandstorm across London. After the Prodigium troops and scientists are killed by the Crusader zombies, Amenet finds the ruby and uses it with the dagger to rescue Set. Nick and Jenny go into the London Underground, where Amenet's zombies attack them, guided by the ghost of Chris. Jenny is grabbed by Amenet, who snaps her neck. The undead turn to dust as Nick, who has been transported to Amenet, discovers Jenny's body. When Nick tries to confront Amenet and allows her to embrace him in an attempt to take the dagger and break the ruby, he gets hurt. He taps the dagger's pommel on the ground, shattering the ruby, but Amenet warns him that the weapon might allow him to turn back time. He stabs himself, allowing Set to take control of his body, rather than smashing the gem. Set rushes to Amenet and starts to take control, but as he gazes at Jenny's lifeless body, Set lets Nick take over because he remembers what she said and what Jekyll said. Nick then uses Set's abilities to steal Amenet's life essence, killing her. Nick struggles against Set yet and brings Jenny back to life as well. Knowing that Prodigium is heading in his direction, he bids Jenny farewell and disappears. Jenny and Jekyll question whether Nick, who has now fused with Set, will utilize his talents for good as Amenet is put back in her sarcophagus. Nick goes back to the desert and brings Chris back to life. In an attempt to locate a remedy to lift the curse, the two embark on a journey.